Okay, let's begin the French Revolution test. Feel free to scroll through at your own pace so you can listen to each question and the choices read out loud. Part 1, use your knowledge, social studies, and document analysis skills to choose the best answer for each question. Number 1, who was the King of France at the start of the French Revolution? King George III, King Louis XVI, King Napoleon, or Royal Robespierre? Number 2, who was the Queen of France at the start of the Revolution? Robespierre, Queen Elizabeth, Marie Antoinette, or Queen Victoria? Number 3, how were most people executed during the Reign of Terror? Guillotine, electric chair, firing squad, lethal injection. Number 4, what country did the French Revolution take place in? Great Britain, England, France, Russia. Number 5, when did the French Revolution take place? May 1776 to June 1777, May 1789 to November 1799, June 1801 to December 1848, or February 1861 to April 1865. Number 6 through 9, use these charts that you can see right here below. Number 6, who made up the first estate? Nobles, clergy members, commoners, or poor peasants? Number 7, which group did not own a fair amount of land based on their population? First estate, second estate, third estate, the government. Number 8, who paid all of the taxes in pre-revolutionary France? First estate, second estate, third estate, or the government? And number 9, after paying for expensive wars with England, how did France attempt to get out of debt? Did they increase the taxes paid by the third estate? Did they sell all of the expensive products from the king's castle? Did they ask the king's family for more money? Or did they attack English warships in the Atlantic? For 10 through 13, you can base it on this image right here. Which group is depicted as the bald man carrying the other two? Is that the first estate, second estate, third estate, or the Jacobins? Number 11, who is depicted in the lead on top with the crucifix as his necklace? Okay, that's a cross. Is that a member of the clergy in the first estate, a nobleman in the second, or a farmer in the third? Number 12, what is the message of this image? The third estate is well compensated for extra work. The nobles are working way too hard in France. The third estate is unfairly burdened to provide for others, or the estate system should remain in France as all benefit. Number 13, what was a result of the estate systems as depicted in this image? A, King Louis XVI summoned the Estates General to resolve the issue. The first estate willingly gave up most of their land, or noblemen and commoners fought to the death over taxes. Base your answers for 14 through 16 to this document, which is the French Revolution timeline. According to the timeline, which event caused the tennis court oath? Declaration of the Rights of Man, storming the Bastille, calling or summoning the Estates General, or the Reign of Terror? 15. What is the final reason that contributed to the execution of King Louis XVI? The king denied the tennis court oath? The king attempted to flee the country? The king ordered the Reign of Terror earlier than promised? Or the Declaration of the Rights of Man? 16. What event took place on July 14, 1789? Is that the March on Versailles, execution of King Louis, the king attempting to flee, or the storming the Bastille prison? 17. Which group was in charge of the French government during the Reign of Terror? The Directory, the Royal Monarchs, the Committee of Public Safety, or Napoleonic Code? 18. Who was the individual leader of France during the Reign of Terror? King Louis XVI, Napoleon, Marie Antoinette, or Robespierre? 19. Which group of 5 leaders took over the French government after Robespierre's execution ends the Reign of Terror? Was this the Committee of Public Safety, the Directory, the Royal Monarchs, or the Enlightenment thinkers? Number 20. Based on this quote, how did Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke influence the French Revolution? People felt entitled to overthrow the current government if their rights were infringed upon. The king made sure to give more rights and freedoms. The high literacy rate of the First Estate led to Enlightenment beliefs being promoted, or nobles were motivated to share their property with members of the bourgeoisie. Okay, feel free to scroll back for the first 20 questions. I have to pause here and we can pick up with questions 21 to the end.